Hello, welcome to the Lone Larch podcast. My name is Jenny. You can find me on Instagram as Lone Larch Designs. You can find me on Etsy as Lone Larch Designs. And you can find me on Ravelry as Lone Larch Designs or Gentastic, which is my personal Ravelry, which I never use. And then all of my patterns are on Lone Larch Designs on Ravelry. How is everyone? Good. It is fall in the forest. Last week, just the undergrowth had changed color and was turning red and orange and yellows. And this week, all of the aspens are turning bright orange and bright yellow. And the larch are on their way as well. This afternoon, I'm going to take Rosie up for a run in the larch forest and see how they're coming, because that's always my favorite, as I'm sure you guys know. And the forests here are packed with larch. I don't know the percentage of them, but in my observation, it's probably 50% larch on this one trail that we take Rosie for walks around the golf course. It's absolutely beautiful right now. Yeah, the hillsides are putting on quite the show. It's awesome. So for the love of trees, since last week apparently went so well, it was fine. Or not last week, 2 weeks ago, it was frustrating. It was frustrating to read that all out loud. And I have an amazing sister. She sent me a message shortly after she watched the podcast and said, how about I read them and I send you the audio file and then you can just do whatever you want. Put them over top of video footage or whatever that you have. And I was so thankful because April is a librarian and she's writing a book and she reads all the time out loud. She reads all the time, period. She's very good at reading aloud. I remember going to her house when her babies were really small and I didn't have a kid yet, and just sitting and listening to her read to her kids was just mind-blowing because she had voices and the inflection in her voice was just so good. And I was just as enthralled as the kids were listening to her read books. So we're going to try something different for the love of trees this week. And here it is. Enjoy.
I am the voice of wind and wave and tree, of stern desires and blind, of strength to be. High on the south-facing slope where our seed has lodged, water, warmth, and oxygen are present in abundance. The seed is surrounded by stirring life. Like particles of dust lit by shafts of sunlight, insects emerge from the forest floor and flash briefly through the slivers of light filtered through the canopy. The thrum of their calls fills the air. Like some mythical serpent, bracken ferns begin to unwind their coiled heads and stretch their enormous fronds. Pockets of ocean spray are sprouting. They will achieve heights of 3 to 4 meters, and their long branches already droop with luscious cream-colored blossoms. Life in the Douglas fir forest is not only abundant, but large. Our seed is now fully awake, its juices flowing and its engine purring. The radicle stirs within the testa. It is the first part of the plant to emerge, threading its way through a small opening or micropyle in the seed coat. It wears a root cap, a loosely fitting cellular hard hat that protects the root's delicate tip from being damaged as it insinuates itself downward through the rough soil. The root grows by adding more of itself through cell division behind the cap. Cells within the root also differentiate into distinct types of tissue. The center, or core, contains the xylem, which is tissue made up of stacks of connected, hollow, elongated cells called tracheids. Each tracheid, closed at either end like a tiny capsule, exists for support and to carry water, which enters the xylem through the root wall, or endodermis. The water seeps through the pits in the walls of the tracheids and then passes into the next tracheid, up the chain, and so to the rest of the plant. The mechanism for water transfer in a tree is not fully understood. In a grown tree, tracheid columns extend from the roots to the canopy, lifting water more than 100 meters from the ground. In thin straws, water may be pulled up the sides by surface tension in what is called capillary action, but this process can lift water only a few millimeters. Osmosis, the tendency of water to move from a dilute condition toward a solution more concentrated in salts, explains the pull of water from the soil into the root cells, but how it is drawn up from there to the leaves or needles is still a mystery. The currently favored hypothesis is that evaporation from the leaves creates a vacuum behind it, and the vacuum draws water up through the xylem. There may also be pumping mechanisms whereby water molecules are actively pushed or pulled. When a xylem column is punctured, by tunneling insects for example, air intrudes, and the column ceases to lift water for the rest of the tree's life. The second type of tissue is the phylum. Phylum is like xylem, but is made up of sieve cells that are also linked end to end along the root stem. Sieve cells perform a similar function to that of tracheids in the xylem, except that the liquid flows in both directions, transferring nutrients stored in the cotyledons and later manufactured in the leaves or needles, down to the roots. Tracheids and sieve cells are the up and down elevators in a skyscraping tree.
Okay, was it good? Was it awesome? Did I edit well? Hopefully the sound was good. Let me know if you liked For the Love of Trees this time. I think that's how we're going to do it from now on. She sent me a whole bunch of audio files of different parts of the book that we were reading, and also poems that she likes, excerpts from other books that she has read or is reading. So let me know if that was a good choice or not. For me, personally, it is the best choice in the world. It takes so much stress off of me trying to read it so that you guys can actually get something out of it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Because I certainly did. I've been going for walks and just listening to the audio files that she's been sending to me. It's just so calming and relaxing and lovely. So thanks, April. You're the best. You are the best. Okay, so let's talk about some knitting. First of all, I have a finished object. Can you guess what the finished object is? I'm so relieved it's done. It's actually been done for about a week, actually. I think I finished it a week ago today. So it's just been sitting, and I've been relaxing. Well, I've not been relaxing, but I've not been speed knitting, freaking out over deadlines. Knitting is what's been happening. So here it is. I'm very happy with it. I don't actually know if there's a front and a back. The only way I know is that I made a mistake. And I can see the mistake is on the back, so that's how we know that it's on the back. So here's my Velacour by Andrea Mowry of Adrea Renee Knits. I am very happy with it. It's a very simple construction, which I liked. When you bind off for the tops, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this. I can tell you. There's no collar. You don't have to pick up the collar stitches and then knit a 1-inch collar. It's very boxy, and the 3 needle bind off on the top is just done so tidily that your neckline's done. You just attach the shoulders and have a nice day. You do pick up the sleeves though, and just do a tiny little cuff. So all I have to do is block it, and it's ready to go. This year I am actually going to try it on before I go to Knit City. Usually I'm so ridiculous with my knits. I'm so protective. I'll finish them and then I will fold them up nicely and usually put them back in the project bag to protect them. And I'll just say, okay, it's done and it's ready to go. And then I pack it for Knit City, and then I show up at Knit City, or getting dressed. I put the outfit on, and it's the first time I've ever tried the knitted garment on, which is ridiculous, because then I'm always like, oh, this feels weird. I don't give myself any time to get used to it. I don't know. Maybe I should try something on before I just hope that it fits. So I will be doing that this year. I'm very happy with it. It is croppy now that the shoulders are done, and I see how high they have to sit on my shoulders in order to cover them. It's definitely croppy. It comes to just below my belly button. Just at my belly button, actually. So, should look good. I just have to figure out what I'm going to wear underneath it. But that's done. 2 weeks to spare to Knit City, and it's done. I'm proud of myself. Pretty good. The yarn is Fiddly Dye Works Merino Sock in her Layla, which is the turquoise Layla, and Sawyer is the gold color. I really liked this knit, other than the fact that the entire thing is patterned. Like there's no just a lovely knit row to kind of recover from having to pay attention. The whole thing is patterned, but it is a really easy pattern. It's pretty much just ribbing, but still, like you don't get that meditative just knit and like turn your brain off. You don't really get that with this, but I am very happy with the outcome. So I'll show you the mistake. It's very obvious, but it looks like it's supposed to be there, honestly. Right here, that I only put one stitch in between the two twists, and it should have been 3 because I wasn't paying attention. But I did it like, I think I did it an inch or something. I don't know if I can find it. I started it. Oh, I did it right at the ribbing. I started it right at the ribbing incorrectly. And I didn't notice it until, I don't know, a couple rows up, and I just couldn't be bothered to go back and fix it. So now I have a cool little design characteristic, and I know which is the front and the back now. Perfect. Done. Have a nice day. So I'm going to block that this weekend and try it on and make sure that it's all good. I'm sure it will be. I'm not concerned. So I have slowed right down with the knitting because I was knitting a lot trying to finish that. So I took a little bit of a break. But a couple of days ago, I picked up, I think I talked about this last week or last time, it might have been the week before, I can't remember. But I picked up Sarah's Riv Creative, her pattern called the Stash Bracelet. And I've made a couple of those. Once again, Emmy is having a hard time with me leaving for Knit City, which is totally understandable. I mean, her and I are together all the time. So for me to be leaving is a big deal for her. But I mean, Grammy and Donnie are coming to take care of her for the time that I am away. So it's not like she's being abandoned with strangers or whatever. But still, Mom's leaving. Mom leaves every year, but it's still a big deal. So I've made her a tiny thing to help her deal with my absence. I made her a tiny, I haven't weaved, the ends have not been woven in yet. I made her a tiny stash bracelet out of her favorite yarn. This is Sea Turtle Fiber Arts. I have no idea what the colorway is. I got it quite a while ago and I made her a cowl with it. She wears the cowl all the time. It's already been pulled out this fall. We call it Twilight Sparkle. So it's called Twilight Sparkle because it looks just like one of the My Little Ponies. So I made her the double wrap with the twist. I think that's what it's called. Double wrap with the twist, and you actually twist your stitches on purpose on this one right after you cast on so that it does this nice seamless twist and lays flat on your wrist. Here we go. Lays flat on your wrist. These things are so fast and they are so much fun. I had so much fun just going through all of my little leftovers and choosing my favorite yarns that I didn't think I would actually use up. So these have been really fun. So I made this one for Emmy. I've already made myself one. I made Emmy a cowl out of this yarn too, actually, but I wanted this one. Once again, ends are not woven in yet. Whatever, it will happen when I block my sweater. I'll block these too. So I made this one for myself. It's a little bit more my colors. This one's Sea Turtle Fiber Arts as well, actually. This was in the package that a bunch of dyers contributed to when I got hurt last year. a whole bunch of Calgary dyers pitched in and made me a whole basket full of yarn, which Amy delivered to me when I was still very much broken. Back brace, boot, everything. I was trying to do yard work, but failing miserably. I did like 3 steps of mowing the lawn and I had to sit down. It was ridiculous. So Amy came over and mowed my lawn and brought me an amazing gift. So I think this one was called Happy Accident. I can't remember for sure, but I love the colors in it. I saw this skein and I kind of went, whoa, that's way too much. And honestly, I have this feeling about a lot of her yarn. It's intense. Like her colors are not calm and peaceful. They are intense, but they're gorgeous. They're so beautiful. And you like colors you don't think go together. Like that yellow on top, it's like a mustardy yellow. You get to it and you go, really? Why on earth would this be in this skein? But it absolutely works. I think it absolutely works. So I've made those 2 so far. Yes, my wrist is that tiny. It'll block out a little bit, but I like things to fit properly. Baggy things drive me crazy. So I've made those 2, and I brought you 2 other yarns to show that I'm going to make a couple more. Why not? I'm probably gonna have 15 of these up my arms for Knit City, but who cares? It's fun. I'm really enjoying making them. I can't remember if I told you how long they take. They probably take, the first one took me a little bit longer because I was trying to wrap my head around how it worked. But the second, like this one, the sea turtle one, or other sea turtle one, this one I think only took me about an hour and a half. It's super short, super simple, and so much fun to play with these little bits of yarn. So I would definitely recommend it. The other 2 yarns I have pulled out. This one is a yarn, I'm pretty sure that this was the very first hand-dyed skein of yarn that I purchased online, and I still love it. I made a pair of socks for my brother out of it, which is kind of hilarious now that I think about it. I couldn't find something that was right to knit for me out of it, so I ended up making my brother a pair of socks with it, and they turned out perfectly, and it was the perfect color palette for him, so that went over well. But I'm going to make myself a little stash bracelet out of this. I'm pretty sure this was called Rock in a Tree yarn or something. I'm not sure if she's dying anymore, but I love it. It's just it's a merino sock as well. It's simple. And the last one I'm going to try, because Sarah suggested to do it and try it in a self-striping. Okay, I'm in. I've pulled out some mud punch that I have left over from I call these my lone larch socks because they're very much the color of a larch tree in the spring. But I can't remember. I'll look up the colorway for you, but it's one of Mud Punch Chantel's fantastic colorways. I love her base. I love this base, and I love Sea Turtle's base, and I'm fairly certain it's the same one. I'm a big fan of this base. It's a little bit plumper than a normal merino sock, and the stitch definition is lovely. Knitting it is lovely. I love everything about it. I am using 2.0s, 2.0 millimeters, because that's what the pattern called for, so that's what I'm doing. It is pretty tight. It's not like a loose knit at all. It is tight, but I am using the little bit denser bases, so that might be part of it. That will change with the rock in the tree because it's quite a bit finer. So I would definitely recommend that, even if you just need like a palette cleanser or something after a big project, exactly the situation I'm in. It's awesome because it's literally an evening and you have a finished product, and you get to use up those little bits and pieces that are just going to sit there otherwise, right? So highly recommend that. So much fun. Those are my works in progresses and my finished objects, I guess, too. I have 2 finished objects. Ends not woven in, whatever. I did weave in all the ends of my sweater, though. That's completely done and ready. Who are you?
My name is Emmy, and today I will be teaching you how to knit a loom. So what you first start with is wrapping it around. You hold it, you take the loom, the bottom piece, put your thumb on it, and flip it over. And then if you keep doing that over and over and over, it'll start to look like this.
And what are you building?
And I am building my dog Rosie a neck warmer.
Because winter's coming, right?
Because winter's coming.
We have to tuck our ears in and keep them warm. Is there anything else you want to show them? What yarn are you using?
Don't remember what it's called.
Big fuzzy purple yarn? The biggest ball ever? Yeah? It's like fleecy material, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fleecy material.
Super fuzzy. Cool.
Hopefully this still fits Rosie.
I'm sure her neck hasn't grown very much since you started it. Anything else? Was it hard to learn how to do that?
It was very hard at first, and for my
what?
Fourth, fifth. But for Christmas, my mom got me these looms, and they came in all different sizes and colors. And it was really tricky at first, but I'm sure you will be able to figure it out.
So you're going to show us one more time how to do it?
So again, you wrap it around.
Can they see the loom? Look in the camera.
So you wrap it around.
There you go.
This.
You do a little trick where you wrap it around one of the knobs, right? And then your hand holds it.
And then you do this. So you take the bottom one.
Good. Other way. No, you hold it normally. It's just the opposite. You have to hold it right in front of your body. Yeah.
And then you put your thumb on it. And you pull it over.
Nice.
I don't really know how this.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, because when you go like this, it goes this
I know,
way.
it goes the other way, doesn't it?
And when you go this way, it goes that way.
Yeah. And you just keep going around and around and around,
and
right?
you just keep going around and around and around. Then it starts to look like this.
The inside.
It might look tight right here. But once you get to know it, it'll be really easy. See you next time.
Okay, what else are we going to talk about? I actually made notes this time because I didn't want to forget. I made a tiny little list of notes so I wouldn't forget. The Sparwood knit along. Do you like my hat I'm wearing today? It's blown out, whatever. I love this hat and I love this yarn. It is so cozy. The mornings here are getting cold. I really need to bring in my peppermint plant. I keep forgetting. It's gotten down to like 3 or 4 degrees in the morning. So it's fall. It is very much fall. The knit along is happening and the pattern is out, and I thank everyone who has purchased it. It's gone really well, this pattern release. I am going to have, I don't know if I told you this last time, I am going to have printed patterns at Knit City. It's not going to be all of my patterns, but it is going to be a few of them. Sparwood hat will be one of them. I have Bronwyn shawl that's going to be there. I have Elk Pass hat that's going to be there. And I have Doug fir that's going to be there because I want to finish the Sparwood cowl. I've had 2 people contact me about prizes. So if you are participating in the Sparwood Hat knit along, please do. It's very fun. It's a fun knit. My friend Sasha is working on hers right now. She just sent me pictures this morning about how our project progress pictures. She's thrown a neon in hers and it looks so good. It's a, I think, if I can remember right, it's a dark gray, a light gray, and then she has a neon green, and it looks so good. It looks so good. If she sends me her Instagram picture that I asked her for this morning, if she sends that to me before I've edited, I'll put it in. So the two people that have donated prizes, they're both on their way. They're in the mail coming to me. The first is Lady Dragonfly Studios. She, I think, is in Calgary. She makes project bags. Her project bags I've seen at Stash before. She makes those little ball I don't know, spherical project bags. I've seen around a little bit. And she's got really great taste in fabric. It's stuff that I would never choose, but I love the way that she puts them together. She does a really good job with that. So I have a picture of it. Isn't it beautiful? It's lovely. So participate. The way that you are entered is if you post on Instagram, hashtag Sparwood Hat. You will be entered for prizes. Or if you're not an Instagrammer, totally fine. Send me an email with a picture of your progress in it, and I will enter you as well that way. So you don't have to be a social media person to do this at all. The other person that is donating a prize, it's also on its way. It's coming from the States, so it's taking a little bit longer, is Yarnithology. She makes progress keepers and stitch markers, and what she's donating is lava bead stitch markers. So if you don't know what a lava bead is, I don't have my bracelet on right now, but lava beads are those little tiny black, they look like lava rock. They're tiny little beads, and you can put drops of essential oils on them, and it soaks it in and holds those essential oils. So as you're knitting, you get a little breath of these essential oils, whichever one you've chosen to put on, as you go. She has progress keepers and stitch markers, I believe is what she said she's sending me. But so awesome. Two really good prizes. I'm excited to get them and to see them in real life. Please participate in the cowl. It's an awesome knit and an awesome hat, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I don't mean to be rushing. If you feel as though I'm rushing, I don't mean to be. I'm just oh, massive crow in my tree. Massive, like the size of a cat, massive. He sat down on the branch and the whole branch just went, whoa. Holy cow. Don't scare away my stellar jays. Okay, so the last pattern that's going to be printed at Knit City is my new release that is happening on Friday. Didn't I write it down? Yes, not Friday. October 3rd, which is the day that I leave for Knit City, I believe. October 3rd is a Thursday, is that right? 29, 30, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's the third, it's a week from today. No, today's Tuesday. It's a week from Thursday. Doesn't matter. October 3rd is when the pattern is going to be released. It is already up on Ravelry, but you can't purchase it yet. I put that up for my test knitters. I'm trying to actually use Ravelry so that they can do their project pages as well and get that all sorted out. So you can go and take a look at the pictures of it. It is, I don't have it here. It's already at Kate's, ready for the sample for the booth. So I will put some pictures in. But it was an awesome hat, and I am going to cast on another one of those because all of my hats are becoming samples. So I need to knit myself a hat, obviously. This one is a sample too. It's been hiding in the bin with all my bags that I'm bringing to Knit City, and I had it just laying here, and I was wearing a different toque, and I'm like, well, maybe I should just wear my product, but I don't want to wreck it because it's going to be a sample for Knit City. Do you like the pom-pom? Yeah, so scatterbrained. The Ulmus hat, Ulmus is the Latin for elm. And the patterning in the hat is very reminiscent of the fissures that are on the bark of elm. It's always been one of my favorite trees, especially in the prairies. There isn't a lot of winter interest. In the prairies, it's usually brown, dead grass, white, or dirty poplars, or spruce. But elm are such beautiful trees, and they have such an amazing structure. They always have a very beautiful vase-like structure, and the bark on them is something that has always fascinated me. So I turned it into a hat. It is a cable. It's a very, very simple pattern. It looks very intricate, but it's only, I think it's a 12 stitch repeat, with recovery rows, and like it's actually pretty low key. It's not as complicated as it looks. So that is going to be released on October 3rd. It will be discounted, $1 off for the weekend of Knit City. On Monday after Knit City, it will go back to normal price. I am going to throw that in for the knit along as well. So if you'd like to, if you want to do the knit along but you're not hot for the Sparwood hat, you can do the Ulmus hat as well. That's totally acceptable. A little bit of news in my life. I was supposed to draw names for the knit along prizes on October 10th. However, I just got a job because I don't need enough stress in my life. I need to figure out Knit City, start a new job, and all of it all at the same time. So I'm starting that new job on October 10th. I am not going to be drawing names for Knit City on October 10th. Then Jared gets home the next day. Kathy and Johnny will be here. They will probably just be leaving. There's going to be way too much going on. So I'm going to extend the knit along to probably the end of October so that people that want to do the Ulmus hat as well have a good month to work through it. So no rush. I'm sorry if that ruins your knit along schedule, but there's a lot going on. Changes are happening. Awesome changes, really good changes, but things are very busy. Things are very busy. Okay, John. Oh man, Emmy's sick, and she just has a really bad cold. She's not sick, but she just has a cold, and she hasn't been sleeping very well at night. She's been coughing a lot, and so I have not been coughing, but she's been keeping me awake. That's something interesting about our new house, good and bad. Our bedrooms are right next to each other, so it's lovely and heartwarming at bedtime because I'm usually in my bed with my heating pad on my back and tired and knitting or just reading or whatever. And she'll be chit-chatting from the other room, telling me stuff that she remembers from the day, or just even like last night, even just a good night, mom. Cutest thing in the world. Cutest thing in the world. And then you hear her light click off because she's super tired and done reading. It's fantastic, but I also hear every single move and cough and rustle all night long, and I'm a very light sleeper. I usually sleep with earplugs in, but I'm not doing that while she's sick because if she needs me to wake up, then I need to be able to wake up. So hence the yawning and the tired person, but that's okay. The last thing I'm going to talk about is some of the stuff that I'm going to have at Knit City. The bins are getting very full. I feel as though I'm doing really well. Remember last time I was freaking out because I had all of this stuff to do and stressed out and all of this and blah, 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 and kind of losing my mind. Well, I'm in a lot better headspace this week than I was 2 weeks ago. I've gotten so much done. Jared ended up coming home for a week because it was raining too much and they couldn't access places. So he was home for a week, and that allowed me to pretty much shut myself in my sewing room and just work and work and work and work. So production has been fantastic. This is some of the stuff that I am bringing. We've got, nope, wrong side. We've got mushroom waxed canvas bucket bags here. There's a tree forest here. We've got another tree forest over here. And then, what's that one? I can't remember. Is that the acorns? Yeah, that's the acorns back there. Now, something that I have added to my buckets is outside pockets. These ones over here, I have some with outside pockets and some with outside. Did I say that right? Some with pockets outside and some without pockets outside. These ones do not have pockets inside at this point in my production world. These ones, however, have, some of them have pockets just on the outside and some of them have pockets on the inside. Nope, that's a lie. Oh my God, I'm telling you all the lies. They all have inner pockets, these lighter ones. They all have inner pockets. Some of them have outside pockets and some of them do not have outside pockets. So I'll show you one close up so that you're not just squinting at your tiny screen trying to see what's going on. They are just like my waxed buckets, only they're zippered. So they close. They're exactly the same size. They're not as bright as they look on this screen. They're just a natural canvas color. They are stamped with my tree. There are pockets. There's 3 pockets on the outside for so that your phone fits in it. And then I have like a little pouch where I have snips and lotion and chapstick. So I made this pocket for that. Obviously you can put whatever you want in it, but I was just trying to figure out sizes. And then on this side is where I would put my mushroom tin, which is not on the table. Oh, I think it's over there. But my little notions tin fits in there just perfectly. So we have leather handles, zipper, leather zipper pull, and on the inside, I have everything priced already for Knit City. On the inside, we have the same 3 pockets, and I've used the natural canvas. The pockets are similar in size, but they're not exactly the same, but they're close. So hope that helps. You can see what's going on there. So they zip up to keep all of your precious things precious. And those are those. I'm very happy with those. Yeah, I'm very happy with the way that they turned out. I've been planning them for the summer, but it's just taken, obviously, a while to actually get to them and be able to produce them. So this is just a different liner, exactly the same bag. This one has a little forest on the inside. So it's got the inner pockets, outer pockets. I know you can't totally see, but last time I thought everything was blown out and then I edited it on the computer and everything looked fine. So I'm sorry if I keep saying that and it's not actually. Just that one, all zippered. I thought the handles would get in the way with the zipper, but they don't at all. It actually works quite well. So there's those 2. I didn't bring any that don't have pockets on the outside. They look exactly the same, only no pockets. They're still printed with the tree, just no pockets on the outside. Oh, I did bring some. Yeah, I did bring some. I forgot. These ones, see, don't have pockets on the outside, pockets on the inside. And isn't that fabric fantastic? So I want to say to you, internet's people, if you are not going to be at Knit City, but you do see, well, actually, okay, number 1, if you are not going to be at Knit City and you see a bag here that you are absolutely in love with, please send me a message either on Instagram or you can email me, lonelarchdesigns@gmail.com. I am more than willing to send you a PayPal invoice, or you can do e-transfers too, and I will mail these out to you. My production has been way better than I thought it was going to be getting ready for Knit City, so I don't have to keep them all for Knit City is really what it comes down to. I don't feel like I have to keep everything to bring to Knit City. I'm feeling a lot better about my amounts. So if you see anything that you are interested in, you want more information, whatever, please send me a message and we'll get it sorted out. If you are going to Knit City and you see something that you love, you can also prepay for it. I've done that with 3 other people. They just prepay the bag and then it has the person's name on it. And then all you have to do is come up to me at Knit City and I will present you with your beautiful bag. So that is also an option if you're worried about something that you see being gone by the time you get there or whatever. Because Knit City is it's definitely busy. It's a busy place, especially Saturday morning. So if you're worried about that, then just send me a message. I am totally willing to accommodate. Okay, what else do I have? I have another zipped bucket bag, no pockets on the outside, beautiful stamped tree on the outside. We have mushrooms as the liner, and then there are your pockets on the inside as well. Zip close, the black zipper. Keep all of your things safe and tidy. Love it. I have not decided if I'm going to zip. I have a couple more waxed buckets to build, and I haven't decided if I'm going to zip them or not. I know everybody's going to say yes, zip them, or I know a couple people will at least, but we'll see how I feel when I do it. So here's one of the waxed buckets. An upgrade that I have made for the waxed buckets is some of them have outer pockets now. I have not put any on the inner yet. That might change this week. We'll see how it goes. I'm sewing what's making me happy because that's the only way I can get through this amount of production for such a big show. I am just sewing what makes me happy, and I think it's turning out pretty great. So we have a beautiful forest. It's pretty much the exact color of the forest right now in the leaves, obviously not in the air, but yeah. So there's another waxed bucket. It's the olive green on the outside, and then the trees on the inside, the stamped Loom Larch. Make sure they're all pressed and beautiful. Take so much care in pressing them. I don't even know how much time I actually spend ironing things. It's ridiculous. But it makes me happy. So there we have another mushroom bag. This is just the open waxed bucket. That's the brown, the stamp. We have leather handles, of course. Another thing I changed about, I can't remember if I told you this last time. I changed the bucket handles. I think I did tell you that. I just made them a little bit wider. Yeah, I did tell you that because I talked about the rivets and the inside leather and blah, blah, blah. So there's those. And I brought you one that has pockets on the outside to show you. So this is I'll open it up. This one does not have a tree. This one does not have my larch on it because not everybody wants a larch on it, and I get it. That's fine. So this one is just a plain outer. Apparently I did a terrible job opening that up. This waxed canvas is amazing how well it holds its structure. I just love this fabric. Okay, so we have a normal bucket. The back of it has a similar layout and pockets that the other one does. Phone, notions tin, whatever, a lollipop, a granola bar, emergency snack, whatever you need to cart along with you. And all that I have left is some of the patterned medium wedge to show you what's coming. I'm just going to show you these really quick. They're medium wedge, which is the size that I normally make. I'm bringing a couple of the birch bags. These are an old favorite. Birch bags with the wood. Can you see it? Yeah, the wood grain on the inside. I'm very happy with these. I have a couple of these medium wedge, and then I have a sock size right here. I have a couple other zipper colors too downstairs. So if you see something you like but you're not totally into the zipper, I probably have it in another color. So send me a message and I can send you some pictures. We have some watercolors, flowered watercolors. All of the bags that I've made Fresh for Knit City have the leather handles and the leather zipper pulls. I will have some at Knit City that do not have those. Those are bags that I made before the summer, essentially. The liner of those ones, just a matching neutral kind of thing. There's those. What else do we have? These are the socks that I'm going to have sock size, small sock size that I'm going to have available. These ones are, this is the Fall Magical Forest with the little deers on them. And the liner is little maple samaras, helicopters. And this guy, I think, has the same liner, right? Yep. Little maple samaras, or ash, could be ash. And this is the pattern on the outside. Magical forest creatures. We've got some deer, looks like a dad and a baby and a hedgehog and a fox. Pretty great. This is exactly what, well, you need some evergreens in there, and then that's what the forest here looks like right now. There isn't very much red out here, as I'm sure many of you know, but I'm just waiting for those larches to pop. As soon as those larches pop, it looks like the hills are on fire. It's just gorgeous. Actually, I can see one right there, way up on the hillside. Oh. Okay, another one that I have, the sock size. Tiny, tiny little threads drive me crazy. Is this, I couldn't decide if this was a Christmas bag or not, because I started thinking about it, and it just looks like me with all of my work gear on, because all of my work gear is red. Pants and jacket. Maybe it's just me carrying trees through the forest. It's not necessarily Christmas. See, another tiny, tiny thread. Oh my goodness. The inside has a bare forest. So those are some of the sock size. I do have some other ones, but I just grabbed a handful of what I do have available. This guy's coming. I have a couple of these. I made this I made the same pattern, only it was in a different colorway. It was blues and greens a couple of years ago, I think now. Pardon me, but I just love this. And it's got the gold on the leaves. If the light will catch that, the gold on the leaves. The backs of these are a little bit more simple because it is a panel that I use. So the pattern gets more intricate the higher it goes on the fabric. So I put the less fun, the less gold excitingness on the back, and then the inside is just a similar colored neutral. There's that guy. This pile is getting very tall. You should see the pile of bags in my sewing room. It's like it's creeping up the wall. I have an entire bin full, and then the piles on top of the bin are just like, they're not at the ceiling, but we're getting there. It's pretty incredible. It's amazing how much you can get done when you make a production schedule, obsessively do things. Knit City is a real stress, man. To all the vendors, once again, we're almost there. We can do this. And if you can't get it done, it's okay. Just do what you can do. Everybody's going to love what you've done, so it's okay. Like this bag. Isn't it amazing? I love this bag so much. This is pretty much my home right here. We've got lovely mountains, we've got the hills, the ridges, the trees, and there's my house right there. This one I have quite a few different zipper colors in, so if you don't like the black. And on the inside, there's little kayaks. Tiny little kayaks. There's that guy. Precariously place the bags on top. I better stop adding to that pile, because if that falls over, I am not going to be happy. We have Charlie Harper Fox bag. Did you see that? Did you? Oh, he's the best. Did you see my eyebrows? I need to get my eyebrows done so badly. Don't look at my gross eyebrows. Real life podcasting. The inside of these ones is the same as that one back there. It's the bare forest. It's actually organic cotton. A lot of these are organic cottons. So they, yeah, they're lovely. This one is my favorite and April's favorite as well. This is the Samara bag. I love this fabric so much. This one I have multiple, obviously, said it 100 times, multiple zipper colors. The inside is a matching, oh wow, there we go. Matching kind of watercolor look. I am a big fan of all these watercolors. What is with all these floral watercolors? I want them all. I want them all. I don't usually go for florals at all, but oh, I'm gonna run out of space. And this is the very last one. Once again, watercolors, forest. This one is from an oak forest, obviously, acorns. Oh, one of my books is in at the library. How exciting. So there's that one, and then the inside of this is the same as that last one. Here you go. So that is a little taste of what I'm gonna have. Oh, well, there's one more thing. Hopefully I don't run out of space. There is one more thing that I'm going to show you. I'm not going to take them out individually. These are some of the leather cuffs that will be coming with me to Knit City. I've got one wrap, 2 wrap, 3 wrap, and then I've also made a braided one. So those can be picked up at our booth as well. That is just a pile of them. I have a few more, but that's just what's in that bin at this point in time. So that is all I have to say. I hope you guys are having a good day, a good week. 1 week till Knit City, essentially. 1 week from today is my last Knit City work day. Then I have to get the house ready for the bird watchers and get ready for it to start a new job the day after I get back from Knit City. Holy smokes. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's good. That's it. I'm so thankful for all of you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will see you guys in Knit City. Bye. Big kiss.
Where did the music teacher leave his keys? On the piano. Where do bees catch the bus?
The buzz stop.
On the bus stop. At the bus stop.
Oh, is it at the bus stop?
What type of shoes does a spy wear? Sneakers. Sneakers for sneaking. What do librarians take with them when they go fishing? Bookworms.